Haitian history. It's such a mystery. You may read it in books, but in scarcity. Columbus sailed the ocean in '93. I guess he was posting pictures of Haiti on IG. Landed in Hispaniola, Taino people, they owned it. No care for their lives, because sickness they brought stole it. Lack of penicillin meant that history was written. Foreign disease en mass killing women and children, but pay close attention, because this is just the beginning. As a child, there were times that I was ashamed of being Haitian. I was lucky enough to go to an elementary school where I had people of all different backgrounds. But unfortunately, I would get teased because Haiti was stereotypically known as a poor country. It wasn't until I grew older and matured that I started taking a lot of pride of who I am and where my family is from. In July 2015, I had the opportunity of going to Haiti for the first time. It was a 10-day-long trip, and one of the first cities we visited was the city of Okai, which is in southern Haiti. It's the birthplace of my mother, my grandmother, and her whole side of the family. One of my fondest moments was going to the cathedral of the town and taking pictures with my mom and grandma in front of the park that was next to it. While we were in town, my mom ran into old family and friends, and she even met her old second-grade teacher who still remembered her. At night, I stayed with my aunt, who would feed us until I couldn't even get up from the dinner table. Before we left, I had the opportunity of looking and visiting at the hospital where my mother was born and where my grandmother used to work as a nurse. One day, we went to the beach, and they were having a festival for the saint of that town, and it was absolutely amazing. It was one of the first times I could really immerse myself in Haitian culture. There were people everywhere. It was a party all day long, and I remember going to the beach. There were people playing, dancing, and the water was so beautiful. I was never a fish person, but that day I fell in love with red snapper. I always loved history. So when I was there, I started to think, what was life like back during the colonial period when the island was beginning to flourish? In 1726, the city of Okai was an exporting capital of Haiti, sending thousands of exports across the world to Europe and to countries such as Great Britain and France. While I was in Haiti, I had the opportunity of actually tasting some of these goods, such as the sugar cane and the coffee, and it all made sense why Haiti was known as the crown jewel of the Caribbean. Pearl of the Antilles, the French made it their motto, exporting 72 million pounds of sugar. Isn't that the same in a Coke bottle? 40% of sugar and 60% of coffee that Europe consumed was because Haiti caused it. And do you know how they produced all this? Slavery. Going to Africa and ripping apart families. 60,000 reported exported annually. Put it together, 500,000, that's insanity. But in 1790, the slaves had enough. I'm gonna die for my freedom. I'm not living in these cuffs. But let's take a break from the Caribbean and go over to France. Napoleon was conquering with the sword in his hands, but the war in Haiti, they weren't in his plans, so he sold Louisiana for cash to President Jefferson. After Okai, we went up north to the town of Cap-Haïtien, which is the birthplace of my father and his family. One of the first sites we visited was the palace of Henry Christophe and the castle of Sans-Souci. Henry Christophe was elected president of the state of Haiti after the revolution, and he built the castle on top of a mountain to safeguard himself. When we went there, we rode on horseback, so we got to go up the mountain, and it was absolutely amazing being able to go through the castle and see the various rooms, see the cannons and the cannonballs. And looking out the window in the distance, you could see the mountains, the valleys, the grass plains, and the towns in the distance. And it all made sense why the colonizers fell in love with the country. In the original Taino language, Haiti, or Haiti, means land of mountain. And standing on top of that mountain, it all clicked. When we were done, we walked down, and I really got to admire the plants and the fruits that the land had to offer. A few days later, we went to the heart of Cap Haitien, and it was bustling with life. We went during election season, so there were parades and parties all day long. I remember I got to go to my uncle's bookstore and eat snow cones and ices from the vendors on the street. At night, we went to the suburb of Terre Rouge, which is right outside Cap Haitien. That's the birthplace and the town where my father grew up. And I got to stay and sleep in the same house him and his 10 other siblings used to grow up in. I got to meet his neighbors, walk the streets that he used to walk as when he was a child. But this isn't just me retelling my stories or my travel to Haiti. Haitian history is important not only to the people of Haiti, but the people around the world. It was one of the first successful slave revolutions that inspired countless others during the time of colonization. The city of New Orleans get a lot of their culture from the people of Haiti. And for my time there, I wasn't in my little town of Valley Stream, New York, but I was standing where my ancestors stood, seeing the sights they saw hundreds of years back. Unfortunately, political strife has caused many people to think of Haiti as just another third world country, when in fact, we're some of the happiest people alive. In the United States, we have so much, and we're so blessed. Yet so many people are unsatisfied with what they have, and uncontent and stressed. But it goes to show that the words of Christopher Wallace, aka Biggie Smalls, is true. More money, more problems. After this trip, my pride and my family galvanized. I saw through my eyes where we were and where we are now. And the best part was realizing that my family isn't the only one who shares this narrative. Countless other families around the world share similar stories and have such rich history, but it's your job to find that out, because no one else can do that for you. People, society, even the internet will try and discourage you or try and tell you where you're from. A quick Google search of Haiti, you won't see anything that I've described to you, or they won't correlate with the experiences that I went through. Not too long ago, I was doing some self-reflecting, and I was listening to a song by Common. The song was called Black America Again. And in the song, he samples James Brown, who says, "A man can't get himself together until he knows who he is, and be proud of what and who he is and where he comes from." And in response to that, I challenge every one of you. Find out who you are before someone tells you, because politicians want us out without knowing how much we contribute. Added 1/3 to Uncle Sam, so I can't compute, but we're not the only ones who helped this great nation. Everyone who played a part deserves a standing ovation. So go do your research, find your ancestors and the truth, and keep it close to your heart to watch the blessings follow suit. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.